What do you think when your friends or your colleagues talks about KPI or key performance indicator? If you don't know, no worries at all. Just follow us till the end of this video, and I'm doing my best to explain the entire topic in the most simple and easiest way. If you are new to this channel, you can support us just by subscribing our channel. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Hello friends, welcome to HR Box channel. This is Siddhi Economy, a certified HR professional. And in this video, I'm going to talk about KPI or key performance indicator. And we will discuss in details and the most simple way that what is KPI, what is KPI metric, and what do we use the KPI or key performance indicator and the steps to create a KPI or key performance indicator to your department. And at the end of the video, I will walk you through a practical example. I will work in an Excel sheet and I will show you how to create a key performance indicator or KPI and which formula you can use in the most simple and easiest way. So what is KPI? KPI stands for key performance indicator, and it's the simple way to measure if everything is going based on your plan. So for example, you're working in an HR, and at the beginning of the year, you hire a team. You invest time, you invest money in the recruitment process, and you provide them a competitive salary, and you provide them flexible working environments, a good compensation and benefit package. But still, at the end of the year, you realize that some people are leaving your organization. It's surprising, right? The problem is because you didn't have a key performance indicator in place. If you had a key performance indicator or KPI in place, then you would know the problem at the beginning of the year. That is why KPI is very important in today's working environment. So what is KPI metric? It's just a sample number you measure. Nothing else, just a simple number you measure. It's called KPI metric. Let me give you a practical example to make it more clear. If we consider to track KPI in a sales department, so the monthly sales a month is KPI metric. But if you consider in an HR department and if you want to track the employee turnover, so the turnover rate is the KPI metric. What is KPI used for? KPI used for three purposes. Number one, to set a target or goal. Number two, to track your performance. And number three, to make decision. How? Let me give you an example. I will follow the previous example. When you plan to reduce for example, the turnover rate. So this is your goal, to reduce the turnover rate. And to track the performance means every week and every month you're following with the head of departments, with the recruitment team, that if everything is going based on the plan or not. This is called tracking performance. And at the end of the year, if you see that everything is not going based on your plan and the people are still leaving your organization, so you need to change your plan and you need to make a decision. So that's why we cover three purposes: setting goal, tracking the performance, and making decision. So now how to create a key performance indicator, let me explain it in 5 most easy and simple steps. Number one, identify your goal. What you want to improve. For example, your goal is to reduce the employee turnover. Number two, choose the right metric. This has been said. If your goal is to reduce the employee turnover, so your metric would be rate. This means you want to reduce the employee turnover rate. Step number three, set a target. This means your goal is to reduce the turnover rate, and your target is to, for example, now your turnover rate is 15% and you're setting a target of 10% to reduce the turnover rate from 15 to 10%. So this 10% target you're setting to reduce the turnover rate is your target. Step number 4, measure and track. In this step, friend, you're just collecting the data. If you're using a software, so you can collect the data through the software. If not, you can use a sample and Excel sheet to collect the data. Step number 5, review and adjust. Friends, in the last step, you're using the data which you collect on step number 4. So based on that data, you would see if everything is going based on your plan, so that is fine. If not, you have to change your plan. Friends, now you know what is KPI, what is KPI metric, and for what purpose we use KPI, and the steps to create a KPI or key performance indicator. And now let's go and work in a practical example, and I will walk you through a practical example with an Excel sheet. Okay, friends, let's say you're working in HR department and you want to retain or keep your employee for a long period of time. And that is the main purpose why we use KPI or key performance indicator. Uh, it can happen when we hire employee. We spend a lot of money to in the recruitment process, and we spend money to train them, and we providing competitive compensation and benefit, and we providing flexible working environments. So we as an HR are doing our best to keep employee happy, to keep them for a long period of time. But sometimes it can happen, we notice that at the end of the year, still we notice that people are leaving us or leaving our organization. And it's very difficult to find out what is the problem. And it all happens because we haven't used KPI or key performance indicator. Because if we used KPI, it gives us this chance to find out the problem at the beginning of the year. So that's why it's very important to use KPI. So in this practical example, I'm walking you through step by steps to create a KPI or key performance indicator tracker. As I mentioned earlier, we will work on employee turnover rate. So first we have to follow 5 steps to create a KPI or key performance indicator. The step number first is to set a goal. So here in this example, our goal is to reduce the employee turnover. And then in the second step, to select or to set your KPI metric. Since our goal is to reduce employee turnover, so definitely our metric would be employee turnover rate. And the target, step number 3, our target is to reduce or to break down the turnover rate from 15% to 10% in the next 3 months. So this is our target. And step number 4 is tracking. We will check our target by weekly basis to find out if something is wrong, or in case something is not going based on our plan. Then if there was issue with our plan, or if something was not going based on our plan and we know that still people are leaving, so we just need to adjust or change in our plan, which is on step number 5. So let's go on turnover tracker. Here we have 6 column. Column is the months that we have set it to track our KPI. I just mentioned here 3 months. Consider just 3 months to make it more clear and sample example. So you can put it 6 months or up to 1 year. So in column B is the number of employee at the start of the month. Like for example, at the beginning of January, we have 100 employee, and column C is the number of employee who left. For example, maybe because at the beginning of January, we had 100 employee, but at the end of January, 5 employee resigned. So this means that at the beginning of February, we would have 95 employee. But again, we notice at the end of February, 3 employee left. So now at the beginning of the March, we have 92 employee. Then again, we notice that 2 employee left at the end of the March. One more thing I want to mention here. The target turnover rate is 10%. You might ask from where these 10% came. This 10% is our target. We mentioned that currently our turnover rate is 15%, but we want to reduce it by 10%. Forget about this 15%, just focus on 10%. So this is our target, that's why I put it here directly 10%. So to find out the percentage to track your key performance indicator, that in every month how much we reduce, we use a formula F error, and then the number of employee who left divided by number of employee at the start of the month, and then comma 0, it shows 5%. And then if you scroll down the formula, it shows us like in January 5% employee left, and in February 3.2%, and in March 2.2% employee left. So this is how we find out the percentage of employee who left, or turnover rate the percentage of turnover rate based on each month. So friends, now if you want to show them in a chart, you just need to select the target turnover rate and turnover rate plus month. Then you just need to go insert. There you go. You can see your chart is already here in case if you want to show them in a chart. Friends, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment for more videos.